Jim Boudreau from Tompkins County Shelter had contacted the Shelter Med Club at Cornell University about a pet they had taken in from a fairly bad situation, had been injured by another dog, and really just wasn't doing well in the shelter environment.
She came in with pretty severe stapled wounds from her attack, and obviously was pretty scared of the other animals in the shelter as well as the environment in general.
As soon as she came in, she went into the back of her run and just sat there and trembled and shook and really did not want to interact with any of the staff here.
She was incredibly fearful of any new people. She was pretty shut down, very shy, and was just sitting in the corner of the bed, just sort of shaking the whole time.
Very sweet dog, a victim of her own circumstance more than anything, and despite the model environment that the shelter in Tompkins County has, it's just not a great environment for her.
She still has been pretty stressed and overwhelmed by just the sheer number of people, the amount of activity, the noise from the other dogs. At this point, she's pretty much physically healed. The issue now really is helping her mentally recover.
It's very hard for us sometimes to find a foster without other pets in the home. We were unable, unfortunately, to find a foster who met that criteria, so we turned to Tyler and some others for other options.
So Jim had reached out to us to try to find a way to get into an environment that's just much better for her, so she thrives and is able to be adopted in the future. It really means a lot that someone in Jim's position would feel comfortable enough to reach out to myself as president of the Shelter Med Club, as well as the rest of the club, to try to get help to do what's best for Willow. Most people come in and want a happy dog with no issues, no problems, and one that may slink away to the back of the cage or really just be fearful of the people coming in. It's going to be a tough time to have them adopted. So anything that we can do to help that happen is really what we're here for. And concurrently, a contact that I know, Samantha Smith at CaNine to 5. She has a training, boarding facility and business, and they offer a rescue boot camp program in which they have shelter rescue animals come into their program for a couple weeks, teaching them either basic manners, canine good citizen training, or for more severe behavioral issues. And about a week ago, her last rescue boot camp client had finished and was able to actually be adopted. So she had asked if there was any pets that may need help from Tompkins County, because she knows of our relationship between the Shelter Med Club and the Tompkins County Shelter. It just all seemed to fall in place. So our current plan is really to try to get Willow out of the shelter environment into Sam's program for a 2-3 week period in which she's going to be able to work with her in a calmer environment, teach her how to be around other dogs, be comfortable with them, and really just work on the fear that stems from it. Because overall, Willow is really going to make someone a wonderful dog, just needs that little bit of extra help to kind of get to that point, given everything that's happened to her. It's ended up working out really well because she not only gets to get out of the shelter, she's also able to be in a position where she's able to provide structure and proper training and guidance. And in the meantime, this also gives all of us the opportunity to do everything that we can to find Willow a home. We really want her to take the training and the structure that she's given, feel comfortable with herself and her life, and be able to transition right over into living in a happy home.
Willow has a lot going for her. She's incredibly affectionate, she's incredibly sweet, she's attractive, she's good looking. When you meet her outside and not in her room, she is a little bit more willing to approach you. Our main goal here is that she can build some additional confidence and be a little bit less fearful.
This is a wonderful example of how, despite the best efforts, the best volunteers, the best facilities, there's still instances where pets may need a little bit more help simply due to the environment or simply due to their own specific personal behavioral issues. So having great relationships with your community really puts the shelter in a position such as this to help these pets and go above and beyond even what they're able to do within their own shelter.